Scholastic Audio presents The Fire Queen, Book 2, Crown of Flames, by Sayantani DasGupta. Read by Ulka Simon Mohanty.
So, Pinki, you're really going to join the royalty competition?
Asked Akash. I could tell from the looks on both his and Kumi's faces that neither of them was super keen to have me in the running. I guess, I shrugged, trying not to look too invested in something so mundane as a royal title. I remembered how Hidimbi had asked me whether I would burn with the crown's power or allow the crown's power to burn me. I shuddered, not wanting to imagine what would happen if the legend of the crown turned out to be true. And then, just like it had in the dream, a noise distracted me. The familiar, deep, buzzing noise of a rakkosh soul bee. I could tell that the other students in the grove heard it too. Students from each of the clan trees were looking around as they tried to locate the origin of the sound. Unlike regular honeybees, hornets, or wasps, rakkosh soul bees were magicked to be strong and fierce, and the sound they made was equally powerful.
Where's that coming from?
A land clan kid next to me growled, swatting at the air. There were students from all different clans standing up now, creating chaos in our grove classroom.
Students, sit down! Stop swatting!
Shurponoka shouted.
I don't know how or why, but someone's soul bee has escaped from the secret sanctuary under the academy and into the open.
She was glaring at me, like it was my fault this had happened. Then, suddenly, it was obvious to everyone whose soul bee had escaped, because Professor Rabon, looking quite pale and sweaty beneath his facial hair, fell to his knees with a groan.
Brother!
The headmistress tried to catch him, but the reverberations of Professor Rabon's collapse shook the entire grove. Our fierce firebrand of a professor, who had been so supportive of my revolutionary efforts, sagged like a crumpled bag on the ground. Rabon's eyes were rolling back in his head, and he was clutching at his chest, making a terrible sound. The students rushed forward, all except me. I was riveted to my spot, watching Professor Rabon's agonies in a state of shocked horror.
Wake up, brother! Wake up!
Shurponoka was trying to revive him, wielding some kind of complicated magic that swirled out in waves from her hands. But nothing she was doing was of any avail.
Find his soul bee! Students, find that bee!
Pinks, snap out of it! Kumi slapped me across the face with a wave of seawater. We've got to find his escaped soul bee! All us students ran this way and that in disarray, hunting the skies. But even though we could hear its buzzing, we couldn't seem to find the escaped soul bee. Then, guards from the academy honeycombs were on the scene, shouting,
It's Hidimbi's crown! Someone stole the crown from the academy's sanctum! We gave the thieves chase, but they got away!
It must be the snakes! I exclaimed. They let the bee out of the sanctum when they were stealing the crown. But why? Kumi demanded. I mean, they want us to have the royalty contest.
Plus, how? Akash asked. The academy's got, mad security around it.
I didn't know how to answer my friends, but knew I was somehow right. Seisha's slimy face floated as if before my eyes. In the meantime, Professor Rabon was writhing around on the ground, moaning in agony. There was a pink froth at his mouth, and his dark eyes were unfocused and afraid. It was as if his very soul was being tortured by some invisible hand.
Whoever did this better run!
The headmistress shrieked as she tried to hold her brother's convulsing form.
I'll curry up their liver and stew up their feet!
And then, horribly, Rabon's eyes focused for a brief second on one object. Me.
Pinki!
He moaned, before descending into his half-conscious, writhing state again. It was just a moment, but it was enough.
You!
shrieked Shurponoka, her words laced with murderous fury.
"You did this to my brother! I was right! You are still working with the snakes!"
No, I stammered. Headmistress, I didn't! I'm not! But the headmistress was beyond all reason now.
You, with all your distracting talk of Hidimbi's crown and finding out about the consorts. It was you who did this. I know it was. You let the snakes into the school.
Spittle was flying from her mouth, and her eyes looked red and crazed. Headmistress, please believe me, I insisted. I had nothing to do with this. You saw me. I was in your class.
Stop!
Shurpanaka shrieked, a horrible sound that sent all the crows flying from the trees and the small animals scampering into the ground.
All I see is someone who teamed up with the snakes before and is probably teaming up with them again.
But that's not fair. I didn't... I began, but she cut me off.
This is your fault, fire demoness,
seethed Shurpanaka. Her eyes were glowing red coals, and her fangs and talons had sharpened with her emotions.
If my brother dies, it will be you who killed him.
Wait, that's not true, I protested.
Get out of my sight!
Shrieked the noseless teacher.
Get out of this school!
In the meantime, someone had called for the medical team, and as they magicked Professor Rabon away to the school infirmary, the headmistress screamed one parting promise.
If you don't find his runaway Solby and restore my brother to health, I'll hunt you down until the end of your days, Pinki. Is that understood? In neither air, land, sea, nor even in the flames of fire will you be safe. I will hunt you down no matter where you run. I will make you pay for this.
Farting fairy butts. This was really not my day.